Hi guys, I'm back with another video. Obviously this might look familiar as the weeks and months go on because I'm trying to shoot like at least, I don't know, 8 or 9 videos today. Let's see if I will actually last. Right, so this is a line, what I'm going to show you, these two products. There's been a lot of buzz in sort of the fashion world. I saw it on a lot of fashion blogs, and then one of my subscribers, can't remember your name, Mama, sorry, but you had mentioned if I was going to be doing a review on Tata Harper, months and months ago, and I said that I was just sort of too busy and then waiting and such, and then I started to see it in fashion blogs and hear more about it, and I was like, okay, right, I have to get on it. So, Tata Harper, they were generous enough to send me 2 products, and one of them is the Hydrating Floral Essence, which is a moisturizing toner, and the other one is a Repairative Moisurizer for dry or mature skin. So as you can see, the packaging is gorgeous, it's beautiful. Ooh, nuts. I should have brought the box as well. It's made in Vermont. Everything it's very similar to Hauschka in the way that they grow. All of the ingredients that they use, a lot of botanics and such, very similar to Hauschka and Weleda and lines like that. I was really curious, and I kind of contacted them and said, do you have, you know, sort of products available for press or for reviews? And they were amazing to deal with, and en route the toner smashed into a million billion bits, and so I sort of let them know, going, you know, I'm fine just reviewing this one. It kind of smashed into a million bits. And they were like, no, we'll send you another one. And so that was really fantastic. This one came intact, but it had leaked. I don't know if the bottle was upside down for most of it, but you know how like when it's sort of in a wonky thing, there was a lot of leaking. So I thought, oh no, there's a crack, there's a hairline crack somewhere, but there wasn't. And consequently, it's never really spraying. Normally it kind of sprays and goes so when I spray it, I'm like so I kind of just have to aim it just so to kind of get some of it. But honestly, I don't mind it too much. Obviously it wouldn't be like that if it didn't have that leak. So and obviously if it does come to you broken, because these are glass, these are glass jars, you know, I'm sure that they would rectify that for you. I'm just assuming because their customer service has been phenomenal so far. So, anyways, on to the products. Right, again, I make that comparison to Hauschka because that's sort of my favorite natural line. And, wow, it really smells fantastic. I would say that I prefer the fragrance or the scent of this to the Hauschka toner. The Hauschka toner is very herbal. It's very earthy, has a really strong herbal. This has a much more sort of floral essence. Well, because it says it's a hydrating floral essence. So it's a different fragrance altogether, and I kind of prefer this. It's just a little bit more, I mean, you can almost wear it as a perfume if you like that. It's just very, you know, light and fresh and springy, and you just think of meadows and sunshine and things like that. So it is really beautiful. When the first bottle arrived and I opened it, you just got this aroma. I didn't know it was because it had cracked and leaked all over the place, but you know, I was thinking to myself, you know, it's fine if they don't want to send another. I totally understand that, but in the back of my head I was like, oh, please send another, because I love the way this smells. So I think it'll be agreeable to most people. It is quite strong though, so if you are fragrance sensitive, well, you know, I find that if you have any kind of sensitivities, you should get to know or smell the product in person. I wouldn't do online, just because I think that's just way too much of a risk. So there's that. Right, So it's 1.7 fluid ounces, so 50 ml. Again, beautiful packaging, smells fantastic, really, really refreshing. It doesn't feel irritating to the skin. It's a beautiful toner. Again, I think I do prefer it to the Hauschka, only for the fact that Hauschka tends to be a little bit more astringent on my skin. So it's not something that I can use all year round. With this, I could use this all year round. It's very fresh, it's very light, it's very, very hydrating. There's a lot of hyaluronic acid in there. What else does it say? Shake before using it. Right. Yes, hyaluronic acid to keep your skin hydrated. You definitely feel hydrated. When I wash my face, a lot of the times I do get that tightness because I'm dry and dehydrated, and as soon as I put that on, it really, really calms it. There are some times where I can go without moisturizer, which is unheard of, but sometimes when it's much warmer weather, when there's a little bit of a change, sometimes when I do when I go in for, say, microderm, which I don't do very often. My last microderm, I just had one, but before that, it's probably a good 5 or 6 years since I've had it. Some days you just are like, oh, I need to suck all these blackheads. And my esthetician is always a proponent of just let your skin rest, let it calm, don't put a lot of moisturizer on it afterwards. Just, well, with micro you do. But if you do say something like cold laser and things like that, which I hadn't done in, I don't know, 5, 6 years or so, I found that just putting this on just really calms it. It really sort of moisturizes and regulates my skin. So that's definitely a beautiful product. This Repairative Moisturizer for dry and mature skin, the texture is beautiful. Again, the fragrance is amazing. It's quite very floral. It is quite strong though, again, so it's not like a mild sort of, I get a faint, no. It's really in your face, but it's lovely. I mean, for me, I quite like it. It has a really beautiful sheen to it, as you can see. It's very light, and I find it's not enough moisture for my skin because, again, I am used to things as thick as La Mer. I use oil, straight oils, argan oil, things like that. So even though it is for dry and mature skin, I think for me, it's not enough moisture. I think probably in the summertime, it'll be fantastic for a day moisturizer, but in the wintertime and for night moisturizing, I don't think it would be enough for me. But is it beautiful? It really, really is. And I have to tell you guys, honestly, I'm the freak, okay? I'm a total freak of nature because I love thick, like you could just slap butter and do that and it would be fine. Like I would be totally fine with that. And I know that 99% of the population would hate it. So I really am in sort of the minority of the kind of texture and heaviness that I like, or just pure oils. Like I'll just slap on pure argan oil and my face will be glistening. Like you could fry an egg on my face. Well, you really could. I'm kind of like, whoo, pretty flat there anyways. So, you know, I'm one of those rarities. So I think for most people, that would be enough. If you are like me and you just think the thicker the better, yeah, then this will not be enough for you. But is it a gorgeous line? It really is. I would say it's in the more, you know, higher end bracket of these sort of organic, natural lines. Again, I think because it's so pure. The ingredients are so pure. There's a lot of information on their website. I would say that the pricing is pretty similar to Hauschka, maybe a little bit more in certain ways. For certain products, less for others. You know, you can't do a straight comparison on price between one brand and another, but the packaging I definitely prefer. I think it's beautiful. It looks gorgeous on your counter. You know, with Hauschka, it's well, you've seen Hauschka packaging. It's not like it's bad, but this is definitely much more sort of luxurious looking and feeling the texture. So I would say I prefer I'm always doing the comparison because that's really the only brand that I know that's similar in philosophy and ingredients to this one. So with Hauschka, I prefer the Rose Day Cream, the original, not the light, but the actual super heavy. And out of the two, I prefer this toner than the Hauschka toner. Just for the amount of hyaluronic there's so much moisturizing going on and so much hydrating going on. The other is a little bit astringent. It has a very, very herbal fragrance. This has a much more sort of floral, kind of light, fresh aspect to it. So I hope you found that helpful, and I am off to do another video. So I'll see you soon, guys.